my team informed me that there's more and that we needed to play. And I think it's SOT 31.
You really go there.
And then
Do you really say, because how many times somebody asks, what are you thinking about? And you're like, well, let me make up a thing because I don't want to actually tell you what I was thinking about.
Happened right now.
Which was like, the way you're chewing makes me want to smack you upside the head.
That's why guys don't want to have
Would that be an edge?
That would be an edge. And that would be really interesting. You could like open something up there in a big way.
Why does your chewing annoy me so much?
Hearing another person chewing is you're hearing the essence of who they are, their otherness, their bodily functions.
It's good to know because the girls and I are very irritated with the way Barack chews.
So the girls too. Everyone hates him at the table. This poor man sits down every night to nothing but contempt. And somehow Michelle Obama thinks this is going to make her super relatable by always talking about how much she loathes her life partner and husband, the former president of the United States, Barack Obama. So you tell me whether we were sold a bag of goods by a media that for years wanted us to buy them as like America's it couple and like the example of modern love and how it can be done and you can have it all. And we all want to be Michelle and Barack.
I don't know if Michelle Obama can realize that over criticizing the husband is embarrassing herself. Yeah, every single time she's doing this. At a certain point, I don't see this to be okay. I understand she has the opinion to say what she wants, but sometimes doing this every single time is ridiculous. This is not the first time criticizing, that.
He actually wants us to feel sorry for him. Like this multi-millionaire with this megaphone on broadcast television, despite his terrible ratings. By the way, I speak of both of them in that commentary. Out there, like we're the real victims. Meanwhile, he's a bully. He uses that platform to demonize a group of people, just MAGA, right? Which includes millions of working class Americans just going about their day trying to make the bills, and not have to worry about them from paycheck to paycheck, which is what they do without ever getting a vacation.
I mean, that son of, is really unbelievable. I never imagined that we'd ever have a president like this. And I hope we don't ever have another president like this again.
Did you ever think the president of the United States would be celebrating your unemployment?
Vice President Maybelline was making the rounds, attempting to defend his boss and the chairman of the FCC with a new fairy tale even a 5-year-old wouldn't believe.
But he uses his platform to smear them as doesn't even have the balls to come out there and say, I was wrong to do that. I was factually wrong and morally wrong, and to apologize, and now turns around with the help of his fellow multi-millionaire, just Trump-hating, MAGA-hating guy, and plays the victim. It's absurd. It's really a twisted display.
It really makes me sick. And I'll tell you what's worse about it is,
yes, Jimmy came back on air a few days ago. I thought the man would change. What I've seen within the space of 4 days, nothing to write home. Jimmy connived with the colleague to go after Trump again. Sometimes I used to wonder if this man is actually a comedian, because even with the politics they struggle to mingle with, nothing is funny. Yeah, everything surrounding this guy is just to attack Trump every single time. I watched this video. To a certain point, I was like, why can't these people even stop? Someone asked me on the comment section why I always like to react to videos coming from Megyn Kelly. There are a lot of consecutive content creators, journalists that put out information, but not everyone allows us to use their short videos. But she do accept that I should do that sometimes. So please always bear with me when I bring reliable information like this.
And speaking of all that, let me give you the latest soundbite from Barack Obama about his marriage to Michelle. Oh, sorry,
I mean,
reversing
we
that.
always
Michelle Obama
have
about her
the
marriage
kids to talk about, right?
Right.
But not on a day-to-day basis. So now that we're empty nesters, it's like, well, what are we going to talk about? So we're together all day, and we do this thing where it's like, I'll see him, and it's like, what you been doing? It's like, oh, don't tell me until dinner, because we got to have something to talk about at dinner.
Are you sitting there in a place that you know what matters to you in that moment?
Mm-hmm.
And are you curious about your partner's edge or where they're at? Like, what are you thinking about?
Do you really go there?
And then
do you really say, because how many times somebody asks, what are you thinking about? And you're like, well, let me make up a thing because I don't want to actually tell you what I was thinking about.
Happened right now.
Which was like, the way you're chewing makes me want to smack you upside the head.
That's why guys don't want to have
Would that be an edge?
That would be an edge. And that would be really interesting. You could like open something up there in a
why
big way.
Does your chewing annoy me so much?
Right.
She cannot stand him, Glenn.
I mean, Meg, the only time I ever see clips of Michelle Obama is when you force me to see them. And I'm so happy that because it is, I like watch that with my mouth agape. Like everything else we've discussed makes sense to me. The level of contempt and hatred that she harbors for him, and not only that she harbors for him, but apparently feels like a strong need to let everybody know she has. Like it's not enough for her to just silently hate him. She wants to like publicly talk. I mean, I think we discussed the last time I was here that MSNBC article about that woman saying how terrible marriage was because these terrible smells and eventually you come to hate the person. And we were like, that's not the marriage that I am familiar with. That sounds like hell. And that's what Michelle Obama is describing Barack Obama as being. They have nothing to talk about unless they save it until dinner. He smacks his gums and she's like stewing all day like this. I mean, this is real contempt and hatred in a marriage. Like,
yes, it was a couples therapist. First of all, she had on a couples therapist, which is very interesting, her selection of guests, and Barack wasn't there. And she talks about him as though, she says it like we're all going to relate to like sitting there at the dinner table with daggers in your eyes towards your husband or your mate. Like he's disgusting. I have only to hold myself together so I don't say it out loud. Meanwhile, he's probably sitting across from her thinking, I had no idea she was totally bald on the left side of her head. What happened to the hair in that lightning bolt that's missing? I'm sorry, but if you have that issue, with a lot of women do, then you should cover it up. You should not be shot from the left. You should maybe hide it with it. Okay, sorry. I just took a little like jaunt off to the side. But these two can't stand each other. That's
yes. Sometimes when I see videos coming from Michelle, I usually laugh all through. For about 3-4 months, I've not seen any clip, anything coming out from these people, because a lot of people are not interested into listening to a podcast like this. Looking at what is going on social media, days ago, I saw a lot of people blowing up. When this thing happened to Charlie, Obama came out and struggled to Kundo. Then at the same time, blowing up on Trump, like, why would Trump say this? Why would Trump do that? Oh, Trump is people did not hold back the blow up. People started calling out Michelle, like, why is she so silent? Why she can't say anything linking to that? That's why when I saw this video, it just reminded me of the backlash she was receiving on social media. Now going back into this video of Jimmy, there is something actually wrong with these people. I usually imagine this. If Trump is not into politics today, would these people survive? That is a question that passes through my mind every single time when I see them putting out crazy shows, everything surrounding Trump. They don't talk about any other thing apart from him. I want to appreciate people supporting, sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips, you say, please, it's for YT algorithm.
JD Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American Armed Forces, you should have to be in shape. There should be a bare minimum of fitness.
Give interviews. I don't do that.
JD Vance should be the next president of the United States.
Happening at the moment.
Yeah. President Obama.
Is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC.
I want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Right. Americans. It's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one.
Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all abide by. But in case anyone needs a refresher, we're going to go over the rules again.
He does not have a right to have a television show where he lies his ass off to the American people.
Well, there are repercussions to spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not all the same people that are in these polite...
Disagree with what Gavin Newsom said, that he doesn't...
Dave Chappelle, he's not wrong about that.
I left the left a couple of weeks ago, and I would just like